Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages. My name is MrTibbz and welcome to a knife-only guide for Code Veronica X. Yes, we are going for the knife-only. I'm going to be showing you some tips and tricks on how to get through most of the game and all of the bosses with the knife-only. And I'm also going to be showing you how to do the infinite herb glitch. This is going to be a commentated run. So, yeah, sit back, enjoy, grab yourself some beverages, because this is going to be a multi-part series.
Resident Evil.
So let's get into it. Now, the knife only is not that bad in Code Veronica. The knife is absolutely excellent in Code Veronica X.
The American Midwestern town, Raccoon City, has been completely decimated due to the T-virus outbreak that was instigated by the international corporation Umbrella. Claire Redfield.
So we're going to skip the cutscenes, because if you're using this as a guide, you would have already done a couple of normal playthroughs to see the cutscenes, so you don't really need to know what's going on. But what you do need to know first of all is make sure you get this green herb here. This is going to be an essential part of the run. The good thing about the knife only is that you're not really going for rank, so you don't have to come and save Rodrigo to get that precious A rank. You are simply going for best time. Well, you're simply just going through the game kind of like a speed run, but you're missing out on picking up ammunition as well as healing items, because like I said, I'm going to show you a little tip to get through this. So go ahead and equip your knife. And as we go into this first encounter, tip number 1. If you can put them down but not kill them, that's the best way to do it. So we had the introduction of the worst character in Resident Evil history. I am just going to turn this down just a tiny touch in my ears. That was Steve Burnside, like I said, one of the worst characters in Resident Evil history. So what you want to do, you want to combine the lower one with the top one so that it falls there. And now we can set up the infinite herb glitch. The thing with the knife is that it does do multiple hits in Code Veronica, so you are going to use that to your advantage with most enemy encounters. So that's why I always say aim low, go for the legs, and that will help you through most of the encounters that you come across. Don't worry about getting too badly hit in this opening bit, because we are now entering the part that can set up the infinite herb glitch, which is in this metal detector area.
Any metallic items you have in the security box.
Right. So that is how you want your thing set up. You need the player manual with you to set up the infinite herb glitch. You go over to File, and you read the player manual from the File menu. Now this will switch your items over one. So now you'll see that you have the double herb that you combined in your equipment slot. You need to fire it once. And this will give you an infinite healing item, as just demonstrated. That is the easiest way to set up an infinite herb glitch. But what you do want to do, because there is a moment later on in the run that you will need some healing items.
Please deposit any
I would
metallic
recommend
items you
still
have
picking up
in the
some
security box.
herbs and keeping them in boxes and stuff like that with you. Like I said, we don't really need to see every cutscene, because this is a knife only run, and if you're going to be attempting this and using this as a guide, you would have already done a few runs, hopefully. To get yourself familiar with enemy placement and item placements and stuff like that. Always do that. If you're playing on the PS4 and PS5 version, you'll probably be doing what I'm doing, that you're using triangle to go into the inventory rather than the touchpad. And triangle is the map on the PS4. On the PS4 and PS5 version. So it can get a little bit confusing. But like I said, this is going to be a kind of multi-part series. Now that you've got that infinite herb glitch, you won't have to worry about taking hits. But obviously don't let your health get too low. What I would do is wait until you're in dirty caution and then heal off that damage. So as you can see, I'm only in yellow caution. I'll probably go into dirty caution after this. But normally if you aim downwards, you can get like 3 or 4 registered slashes in one flash. If you ever come out of an encounter like this and you're feeling a little bit hurt, always safe to double heal. Don't be afraid to do a double heal, even in yellow caution. Because sometimes you'll be just on the cusp of dirty caution that even though it's fine, you'll be one hit away from And like I said, that knife with those extra registered hits, they make mincemeat out of most enemies in the game. The only thing that kind of worries, that will sort of act as a kind of a brick wall for you, as it does for me, are the boss fights, but I will try and give you some good tips on how to do each boss fight and stuff like that. Another good tip that I can say to you is stock up on ink ribbons. Save, save, save. Make sure you save regularly, because you will die a few times in doing this run. I think the least amount of deaths I've gotten is like 23. And that's like 15 of them due to Nosferatu. Depending on how you play as well, obviously this game can be as easy or as hard. See, there he goes. Sometimes it will only take one swipe to the leg. Sometimes it will take a couple, depending on the RNG that you'll have with the zombies, but we won't ever have to come back here again, because we're not going for the special, the lockpick or anything like that. Doing a knife only is pretty much like doing a speed run. Is that you're only, like I said in the intro, you're only going for very specific items, and you're literally just doing the most basic stuff that you can in the game. So like this, for example, you do the padlock, you open that up, that gives you the speed. the little speed run trick through the gate. Now, another nice little speed run trick that I'm going to show you.
Please deposit any metallic items you have in the security box.
Is that while you're doing this security, not the security, while you're doing the 3D duplication, do the shutters. And I'll explain why in just a moment. So, now that we've got the special alloy emblem, we can release the shutters. Now what is meant to happen is that once you obtain the emblem, the windows are meant to break, but because you've shut the windows whilst doing the emblem, the game glitches out and thinks that you're not doing the emblem. So it keeps the windows from not breaking. And there you are. That is literally the prison section done. And we do not have to come back here until we have to get the piano roll later. Now for this first session, guys, I'm going to be going up to the infamous Steve line for you guys. That's where I recommend you make your first save. And like I said, follow along what I do, apart from obviously getting hit if you can. There are normally bullets there. We will be doing an A rank guide playthrough as well for you guys. Like I said, take some green herbs. You're probably going to need about, I would say, at least 3 green and red herb mixed for the Steve, for the Steve boss fight later. Because spoilers, guys, we're not playing escalator the whole way through. So as long as you're climbing upstairs, you do have invincibility frames. Now there's more dogs coming. See, like I said, sometimes I was in really fine and I had barely been hit. And I'm back down to yellow caution. So, because of inventory space being as widely available as what it is, you can sometimes pick up key items a little bit ahead of time now. Like, on a normal run, I would normally save that proof as the last proof that I get. But on a knife only run, oh, and a little bit of an Easter egg for you guys. So, the two pictures down in the left-hand side, one is Hunk and one is off a Hunter in the original Resident Evil 1. And the time on the right-hand side, where the bars are going backwards and forwards, that is the time of which you are playing at right now. So I'm in the UK and I am playing at 12:52 in the afternoon. I will also be walking you through most of the puzzles as well. So this one's quite easy. It's NTCO. Sorry, mucked that up then. It is NTCO 394. Now I'm sure it's O as in Omega rather than the number 0. Ah, it's the number 0. I do apologise, guys. It's been a while since I've NTCO 394. There you go. Yeah, it's been quite a while since I've done this game. Like I said, most encounters you will come out of them either being on yellow caution or dirty caution. Just make sure you heal up. Oh, and another thing, guys, do not mix your glitch herb with any other herb. You can wait to do your glitch herb if you really wish to do it with the red and green herb that I just did there, to make sure that you're healing fully, because that is a full healing item. But do not mix your... If you've done what I've done and done a double green herb, do not mix it with, say, a blue herb or another green herb, because that will delete the effects of the glitch over it and will turn it into a normal herb. Right, so we've got the steering wheel. We are now sort of on the way through on the way through to the airport. Anyway, I hope that you like this sort of different style of content that I'm doing. Like I said, we're doing challenge runs as normal sort of unlisted live streams like this. If it's a full no save no damage, obviously it'll be the full game, but when it's a knife only or the A rank and stuff like that, I'll probably break it up into say like 2 or 3 separate 2-hour sessions for you guys. So what I like to do is I like to separate everything. So I have healing going downwards, key items going upwards. In normal runs, what I'll do, I'll have weapons going down, and then my healing items under my weapons, and then still my key items going upwards. In every Resident Evil game, I've tried to do that. Well, of the sort of classic style games.
Help me!
Oh, Steve, you... So now we've got to go and save Steve from the gas trap. This is one of the requirements for the A rank. You have to make sure that when Steve comes out, he doesn't collapse onto the floor. You have to literally save him as quick as you possibly can.
That was too close. But I found something, thanks to you. Looks cool, huh?
So he's fucked off again. Bye, Steve. We won't see you now until... God, we won't actually see him now until pretty much the end of this first session. I just need to make sure that this is still playing, and sometimes my streams just want to cut them off. Cut itself off. Yes, it's still playing. Lovely. Now you don't need to with the knife only, but there is a side pack in this submarine, as you guys know. So with the knife only, you don't really need to, but if you want to as Claire, that is very much a an up to you choice. Sorry, just taking a drink there just to refresh myself. I am going to be taking the side pack, but like I said, with a knife only, you are normally quite good for inventory space. so it's not particularly needed. Now the next thing we're going to do is go and get the silver card key for the facility. You don't really need to get go back to the palace until we need to do all the palace shenanigans with the piano roll and the heritage puzzle. So that's a little bit unlucky. Sometimes he's a little bit further back than that. So you can get away with running past him. So you want to come up here, move the crane all the way along. Nice little crane puzzle, because why not? Now there is a little strategy for the knife to no damage this this part. So whether it'll actually let me do it, because I am recording and we know the curse of what happens on camera. There we go. You just literally do one big circle. And because you don't need what was I going to say? Yeah, you don't actually need the bowgun bolts. You don't have to put yourself in any risk for that moment. You can literally get the card, do a full 90 degree, well, 180 degree turn while you're doing it. So you literally go from the right hand side round up to the left hand side and then back out on yourself. So now that's the airport done. We don't need to come back here until we have all 3 proofs. If you want to save yourself a little bit of time, if you are doing the A rank run, what I would do is head into the room with the with your lighter equipped so that the bats don't attack you, and turn on the little service elevator. So that saves you a bit of time when you are running back with the 3 proofs. But Down on the right hand side underneath these stairs is a map of the complex, a map of the palace and training. I think it might be just the palace, but if you're doing things as I'm doing it, you've most probably explored what you need to explore up at the palace until much later on anyway, so you don't really need the map. And if you are doing a knife only run, it kind of goes against the logic of doing a knife only run. Oh, that's a cool feature though. If zombies are near a railing and they grab you from behind and you push them off, I think it is from forward as well, you will throw them off of the railing, so just ignore the gulp worm wannabe over here. Now you can ignore the bowgun and just use the biohazard card to get you through this section a little bit quicker. There are some more herbs. I think there's a red herb. There it is. There is a red herb there to put inside your box to mix with your other herbs later. So quite a nice easy Alfred sniper bit there. You just sort of do what you did at the airport. You run all the way round from the right onto the left hand side. In here is your save room, but we won't be saving just yet. On the chair there is your hemostatic medicine for Rodrigo, which we won't be getting. And then you can put your other red herb into the box. Now that should be pretty much good. For Steve's section later. Because they do give you a full heal as you go into that section as well. So you should be pretty much good. What I would do is, even though that you're on fine, at this point I would double heal. I would double heal again, just to make sure you are super fine, because we are going into our first Bandersnatch encounter. Want to make sure we're taking the submachine guns. Right, Bandersnatch encounter. You want to run? They are very, very dangerous on a knife only. as I said, they will put you into either yellow or even dirty caution will sometimes. You want to make sure that you're on the arm. I know this sounds very counterproductive, but you want to make sure that you're on the arm that they swing with. Because as you're swinging down, they will overswing and miss you. So that is the only thing that I can sort of recommend, is that stay on their swinging arm, swing down as they're going to swing, and it should hopefully not hit you, and you'll you'll mitigate the damage that way. So Steve's section, he hasn't got a knife, so there's a lot of dodging involved, because if you want to do it as a legitimate knife only section, you will have to sort of run through here. I mean, you can look at it that because he hasn't got a knife, you can use the submachine guns if you want to, but I prefer to do it as a legitimate knife only. So this is the moment that I was talking to you about, guys. We are now pretty much coming towards the end of the first session. I'm going to keep this cutscene in because it is very, very, very infamous.
Claire, are you okay?
Steve, behind you!
No.
What's wrong, Steve? Shoot him!
Wait! I can't! No!
Steve! No!
Ah! Ready, say it loud, say it proud.
Father!
I think if they do remake this scene, they are gonna sort of have to tweak
Steve.
when he does that father moment to sort of this moment here when he breaks down. I think he'll go,
Father. Father. Father.
So yeah, I think the moment that that he'll choose to do that, father, is when he sort of falls to his knees, sort of thing. I think he'll go, oh no, I can't shoot him. He'll then go, Claire, look out, or Claire, cover yourself, and then he'll shoot his dad, and then that's when he'll go, Father, Father, and then we'll have that moment there, sort of thing. So So, yeah, this is where we're going to save it, guys, at our first save. And at the end of the first session for our Code Veronica walkthrough. Code Veronica knife-only walkthrough, sorry, I should say. I hope you guys have enjoyed this sort of new content that I'm creating, where I'm doing challenge runs and sort of A-rank guides and stuff like that as full game playthroughs rather than episodic sort of let's plays. So yeah, in the next session, you guys, we are going to be getting the rest of the free proofs. We are going to be leaving the island, and we are going to be tackling one of the hardest bosses, well, two of the hardest bosses for the knife only that that you can ever do. Well, that you can ever attempt at knife only, because they are very, very mechanically and frame perfectly doable. Like, you have to be mechanically and frame perfect with everything you do against these two boss fights. Well, 3 boss fights if you count them. So yeah, we're going to end it off there, guys, but thank you very much. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a like, subscribe, hit the share button. We are still on that road to 200 subs. We are 13 away now. We are at 187. So keep subscribing, keep liking, keep sharing, and I'll see you guys in session 2 very, very shortly. Until then, MrTibbz out.